Happy Saturday, guys. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of repair work, or actually a little bit of exploratory work. I was using the STIHL FS91R last week, and I noticed that there was some clanging going on where the clutch is. I don't know if it's broke or if something is broke in there or it's just loose, but that's what we're going to be finding out today. So stick around for that. If you're new to the channel, I want you to take a look at this graph. If you clicked on this video in the thumbnail to see what I'm talking about with this weed eater, trimmer, however you want to call it, this graph shows that only 20% of the people that are watching my videos are subscribed to my channel. Guys, let me explain something. When you click on a thumbnail and you don't like the video or you don't subscribe to the channel, it actually ends up hurting the channel in the long run. And what I mean by that is, say you click on a video, you want to see what they're talking about a lawnmower, and then you kind of get the gist of it, and you go back. You go back to the list. You don't watch the video, you don't like the video, and you don't subscribe. Well, that's telling YouTube that I'm not interested in this channel and I didn't like the video. And that actually ends up hurting the channel in the long run. So anytime, and I'll tell you what I do, anytime I click on a video, before the video even starts, I click the like button, because I don't want to hurt the channel. I may not be interested in the subject they're talking about at the time, but I do like the video. And the reason I do that is because I want them to get the attention that they deserve from YouTube, and it helps move their channel up in the algorithm and get some more attention. So anyway, if you would please do that, and if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, please. But anyway, if you are new and you don't know who I am, my name is Brian, and you're watching So, what are we going to be doing? Well, I'm going to be, let me slide this down a little bit. I'm going to be taking the power head off of this weed eater, because I'm going to pull the rope here in just a second so you can hear what it's doing. And as Andy Griffith one time said, little old ladies ought not to clang. So I want you to hear what this thing is doing. I'm not going to start it up, but you hear that? Well, will it even turn? Yeah, there it goes. You hear that? You hear that tinking noise? It ain't supposed to do that. There's not supposed to be any sound coming from this machine other than what's coming out of the muffler. So I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to see. I think I've got a stripped out thread right here, and it's not completely tight. I don't know if you can see that. I'm thinking that's what's causing it. I'm not sure, but that's what we're going to find out. So I hope you stick around. So before I go any further, I want you to know, if you're on social media, you can find me and follow me, please, on Instagram and Facebook at BigSouthOutdoorsTV. I hope to see you there. Now, what we're going to do, I'm going to get my tools out, and we're going to open this puppy up and see what we can find. Hopefully we won't find anything bad. So that is a Phillips screwdriver right there. I got to get my specs out. Yes, I'm that age. I have to have readers when I'm doing certain things. Yeah, that's a big Phillips right there. This right here might, no, that's not the right one. That might do it. Nope, I don't want to strip it out either. So, I'm going to have to do some digging. There it is. That's the one I'm looking for. I hope I can get it out of there. There it goes.
That's the first one. And guys, the reason I put this in there is that thing's stripped out. But what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to get a self-drilling bolt and see if I can cut new threads in this thing. I'm not going to do it now, but I am going to do it eventually. The reason I'm doing this now is because the cutting season has already started, and we're working with one weed eater, or one string trimmer, however you want to say it, and I need to go ahead and get this thing either solve the problem or fix the problem, whichever needs to be done. And guys, I wanted to give a shout out. Today is Saturday. I believe it is the 21st or the 22nd of March. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember exactly which day it is, but it's Saturday. Which, if the Saturday is 22nd, then it's the 22nd. Well, over the last week, my subscription count, and you saw the graph. That has not updated yet. But over the last week and a half, my subscription count has exploded. And I wanted to tell you, those of you that are new to my channel, that are new subscribers, number one, thank you so much. Number two, welcome to the Big South family. I'm glad you're here. So, let me get on with the business at hand. And I'm telling you right now, we had a little bit of rain come through here this morning. And it's partly cloudy, but the wind has picked up. I might have to go put on a long sleeve shirt, because it's getting chilly out here. Mine is that, so no, it ain't quite separated yet. There we go. Now, let me pop this thing open and see what we've got here. I don't think there's anything wrong with the clutch. I could be wrong, though. I'm not going to sit here and be arrogant and say there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, because I don't know.
But we're going to find out. Come on, boat. Come out of there. There we go. Yep, got some broken parts in here. That right there. I think I've got another one. Yeah, that's the top part, and there's the bottom part. So I'm going to end up taking this thing loose and see if I can find out what's going on with that, because I don't want to damage it any further. All right, guys, I'm back. Basically what happened, this little spacer plate, and they're notorious for doing this. They're so thin, I'm going to bring them up to the camera so you can see it. Let's see. Can you see that? You see how thin that thing is? And they are notorious for getting hot and breaking. And that's why, if you've watched any of my videos any time, you've heard me say, you keep your spare parts. Well, this is no different. That's the same plate right there. And I had it in my bag that I dug all these tools out of. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this rascal off. I just took the bolts loose, and these plates come right off. This plate come right off. So I'm going to take the clutch off. I'm going to inspect it, make sure it's not scored or not damaged in any way, and I'm going to put it back on here, and we'll put this plate on here, we can put it back together and see what we got. Guys, this is a common problem with string trimmers. Now, you got the little plate on the back that fits up into these holes, and it just comes out just like that, and it's got those ears on it, and that's what the clutch actually sits on. And then these ears here sits down in these bracket holes right here. I hope you can see that. But anyway, let me look at this clutch, look it over real good, make sure it's not gotten hot. It is wore a little bit, but that's to be expected. It is, actually, the clutch is not that old. Let's see, when you pull the motor, which way does it rotate? Okay, it rotates this way, so the clutch goes on here this way. All right, now we look at the drum. There's no burr on the outside of it. And guys, basically, if you don't know anything about a string trimmer, this clutch, you see that spring in there? When you rev up that motor, that spring spreads apart. You can't spread it by hand, but the centrifugal force spreads apart, and it locks against this drum. Let me see if I can pick this thing up and show it to you. It locks against that drum right there, and that's what turns the head of the weed eater and causes the spinning motion. So I'm going to make sure everything is clean. Yeah, that's a country boy's way of cleaning stuff. Just blow it out, it'll be all right. There's no big chunks up in there. There's a little bit right there. Let me get a screwdriver and clean that out. But I don't want it to be off balance. I'm gonna give another shout out here, and basically to the same person I give my other shout out to, and that's Bree over at Chicanic. If you have not looked at her channel, you need to. She's phenomenal. I have learned, I know a lot of stuff because I've been in business for 25 years or so, but I would be arrogant to say that I know everything, because I don't. And what I don't know, and I'm going to be tagging you in this video, Bree. A lot of the stuff I don't know, I always go to your channel and see if I can find subject matter on what I need information on. And I just wanted to tell you from the bottom of my heart, you're in Arkansas, I'm in North Carolina. Thank you so much. And feel free to contact me via Instagram. I would love to correspond with you. I got one more right there. It's got a little bit of dust in it. And guys, the reason I'm doing this is so it doesn't, it's like I said, it's not off balance. And if you ever have to do this to your machine, it's a good thing to do. All right, that's good and clean. Now, where's my keeper plate? There it is right there. Now the way this goes, these little nipples right here, they sit, it doesn't matter which way it goes, but it sits down there and locks on. Then you look at the direction, and I'm going to get up and show you this too, so in the event you have to do this, you'll know what to look for. If you'll look, I know this is not optimal camera work, but there's an arrow right there. Right, let me see if I can get it on the camera. There's an arrow right there. And that tells you the direction of travel. And what that means is, if you put this on upside down, then the clutch is not going to spread out like it's supposed to, and it's not going to retract like it's supposed to. I'm looking to see if anything about this says outside or inside, and I don't. So I'm assuming the guy's riding four-wheelers down the road. There we go. Now, the plate is pretty much self-explanatory. It's got two indentions right here. That sits down in there like that, and then you just put your bolts back in there. Now this one I kind of had to persuade on down on that bolt, and I'll probably have to persuade it back off. And for that, you just, well, let me tighten it up first. You don't have to kill this either. What you have to do is get you a screwdriver to go all the way down through there, and you just lock it in place, and you just turn it until it's good and snug. Now, it's not the optimal thing to do, but sometimes it's what you have to do. Get this off of here. There we go. Now, these bolts are actually 10 millimeter. I got it snugged up. You just run it down through there. Well, sir, there, dadgummit. All right, that be her. Now, let me show you what I'm talking about having a stripped out bolt. Let's see, it's this side. Well, gotta get it lined up. But let me get it back together. Let me get this out of the way. Get all this stuff out of the way. I'm going to try. I think I got some self-drilling screws myself that'll be fine for this, but I've got to get it back together first. There we go. Turn this up, turn this up. And just like I said about my Echo head trimmer, if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link in the description below for that. You got near about to be an octopus to work on this stuff. But you get the clutch lined up, and it should go right back together with no problem. You got pins in there you got to line up. There we go. Now it's going in there, I think. Oh, that cowl's way off. There we go. Now if this bolt will start on its own, without much persuasion. Oh yeah. She's scarded. And you put that lip over there. I'm gonna put the bottom bolt in. That way it'll hold it securely. There we go.
Oh, get in there. Don't be aggravating now. There we go. Okay, now that's started. Now, I'm not going to go any further just yet. I'm going to see if I got a self-drilling screw, bolt, whatever you want to call it, that'll go through here and actually tap new threads in that stripped out hole. That way it'll hold the unit good and tight to itself. So, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. I tried 3 different size bolts. Let me put my glasses on. I tried that bolt right there. I tried this bolt, or screw, however you want to say it. And I tried the only self-drilling screw I had that would even come close. And none of those would work. So, what I did, I went and took the bolt that came out that I had in it already. And all I did was line it with small washers. And that should draw it up tight enough to hold it tight until I can get a more sufficient system to fasten it. What I want to do is get a self-drilling screw that is the same or just a little bit bigger than the factory screw. So when I put it in there, it will cut its own threads and then draw it up. And then it'll be easy to access to take it out if I ever need to. That's the good thing about this one. It's a Phillips head, and you can take it right out with, as long as you have a big Phillips screwdriver like this one. So let's see what happens. No, I have not tried this. I do not know what's going to happen. But I'm hoping that it works. It's going to look unsightly, but, well, it just popped. And it tightened up. So, now I did not start this thing, and I'm not going to, well, I don't know if there's any gas in it. Let me check. No, it's bone dry. What in the world is that squeaking sound? That must be some kind of a bird. I don't know. I don't know if y'all can hear that. It's got to be some kind of bird. I know one thing, that thing's hurting my ears. Hold on a minute, guys. Maybe I'll walk around out here to fly off. Ooh, out there in the forest. But anyway, let's see. I'm going to move my chair out of the way. I don't want any mishaps. Now, you heard what it sounded like at the beginning of the video, so let's see what it does now. Look at there. Uh-oh. That's the compression hitting. Dang, that thing bit me. She got a spark, I know that. Let me try to pull it slow. Now, it's not clanging like it was. Guys, I'm going to go get some gas and fire this thing up and see what it does. Alright. Got my gas right here. I'll set it right here. Now, I want you to know that I'm telling the truth when I say this thing is bone dry. Look at there. Not a drop of gas in it. And if you haven't watched my channel before, I know you can't see my face. I'm trying to back up where you might be able to. I always try to end up with the same result, but the opposite because it's been repaired than what I started out with. But I want to fire it up on camera to make sure that it's not going to, there's nothing in there broke. But the result is we found the problem, we replaced the broken part, and now I want to confirm on camera that what my suspicions were correct. So that's what I'm doing now. So I'm going to pour just enough gas in it to crank it up. That should be enough. I'll prime it. And guys, if you're thinking you can over prime one and flood it, no, you can't, because once the fuel gets to the carburetor, what it basically does is you prime, it pushes it right back down into the gas tank. So there's no way you can flood it. The only way you can flood it is if you choke it and you just sit there and pull it repeatedly. That will choke it. So I've got it choked. I'm going to go out here where y'all can see me. I'll pull it. Still doing it. Wait a minute. I forgot to tighten up that bottom bolt. That's what it is. That's why it's doing that. Ryan, what an amateur move. My daddy was skinning me alive. Alright, that's that one. Let's see if I got this one tight. I don't think I did. I did. Now let's try it. There we go. That's better. Clutch is working just fine. Well, that's it. I did not know that. I was hoping that was the problem, but I wasn't sure. But again, like the line in the Andy Griffith show, little old ladies ought not to ever clank. So that's it. Just to give you a little bit of backstory, this FS91R is probably 3, maybe 4 years old, and it has cut a many mile of it has done a many mile of string trimming. And in the event that any of you may ask questions, let me go ahead and address it. I don't have a loop handle or a D handle, what they call, on trimmers. I don't like them things. The reason why is because when you're standing, you have to stand with the trimmer to the side like this. Well, when you're fluffy like I am, and like I probably always will be, it's hard on the back because you're having to turn to the side and lean over at the same time, and that puts a lot of pressure right here. Now, do I need to lose weight? Of course I do. I'd be the first one to admit it. But until the Lord decides to bless me with a metabolism that will happen, I just got to live with what I got. But these handles, and I will demonstrate it right now. These handles, you don't have to stand like this. You can stand straight on or kind of at an angle with your midsection right up in this crook right here, and you can weed eat all day long like this, and you never ever have to turn it to the side. Now, when I'm weed eating a chain link fence, what I do, I pick it up like this, and I hold it like this, and I walk along the chain link fence like that. If you notice, I'm standing parallel with the fence. I'm not standing to the side. I hold it like this. This is supported by my arm right here, and you can weed eat all day long like that, and it doesn't hurt your back. So, in the event you were curious about that, that's the reason why I use these kind of handles. They're more ergonomically comfortable for me. Now, other people may not have that problem. I do. I don't have back problems, but I do after about 3 hours of trimming like that, holding it like that, my back starts hurting. With these things, I don't have any back problems. So anyway, if you would like information on these handles and these fasteners, let me know in the comment section below, and I will leave, if I get enough response, I will leave a link in the description box below for that. And also, I will leave a link in the description box below where you can buy the clutch kit off of Amazon. Now, I did not buy this one off Amazon. I bought it at the dealership I'm now dealing with. But the plate I already had from another machine I had to throw away. It was just wore out. I took everything off of it and saved the parts. So anyway, that's going to do it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I hope you took some knowledge away from this video that you did not have before. That's my goal. Am I a teacher? No, I'm not. I'm just conveying to you through action what I have learned doing this business.
So anyway, this is Brian with Big South Outdoors TV, reminding you to live big, live southern, and live outdoors. Until we meet again, folks, have a good one.